Migrating to Australia podcast special bonus edition. Why is it a special edition, David?
It's a special edition because...
I'm not dead.
Because you've come back from the dead.
Because I'm not dead.
16 kilos lighter. Tell our listeners about the size and shape of the tumour.
It was the size of a volleyball. It was pretty heavy. I think it was 16 kilos.
Pressing on every organ in your body, literally.
If anyone wants to see it, you can look up. I've got a special Instagram up with a picture of it and a picture of me undergoing the surgery, and that's at Grant 1 million, at Grant 1 million on Instagram, so you can actually see it. It's as
do you remember when you came back and we did our first podcast post-operation? And there was a doctor in reception who had a look.
Oh yeah.
She'd never seen anything like it.
We actually didn't do a podcast. We were just having a chinwag. I was just saying hello.
She couldn't believe the size of it.
Yeah.
Effectively like a medicine ball, only heavier.
Yeah, not quite as big as a medicine ball, but all the people at the hospital, all the doctors, and the surgery team, and I think as we said in the podcast we did before I went to surgery, massive is the word they were using.
And tell listeners what you've lost, not just in weight, but you don't need the Ventolin or the puffer.
Yeah, the asthma seems to have resolved itself. The main thing is just feeling really well, like I feel good.
Haven't seen you looking as good in 2 years.
It's amazing. I've got a lot better looking. So if you want to you don't need beauty treatment products to look good. You just need to get a big whack of cancer. So
and you've got bloods. They're still doing blood tests to see how you are.
Yeah. Like I'm having a party because I woke up. I woke up in the recovery ward. That was really good because I think as we spoke about before the surgery, the surgeon said I was a 50-50 chance of surviving at best. So I was happy just to have woken up. That was the first thing.
And how quickly did they discharge you from hospital after such a major procedure?
I think it was 4 days. Well, you didn't have a chance to come and visit me.
No. I had the flowers and chocolates and everything.
So you've probably eaten all the chocolates.
I've eaten the chocolates, absolutely.
Because I haven't seen any of them. It was 4 days, and I must admit I felt like it was a little bit early. I did feel like I struggled for a little while, a couple of days. But what you forget is that I was no longer facing imminent death. I've had a successful surgery, and there are very sick people who require the beds. So
shout out to your surgeons.
It was a pretty great surgical team.
You had a few on standby as well.
Yeah, I had. I think as we discussed, I had 3 different specialist teams on standby, ready to go.
Those who missed our podcast, tell them, those who missed the podcast pre-operation, what they were, who they were.
What did we have? We had the cardiothoracic, what do they call the digestive system team, and the specialist cancer, the oncology team. So the basic thing is I had this huge mass growing on my left kidney. It's no longer there. Neither is my left kidney, and
that's why God gave you 2, mate.
And the cancer had sort of spread right up to the aorta. So they've taken a lot of glands out. The adrenal gland's gone. A lot of lymph nodes, and was quite a big surgery. You've seen the scar. The scar's a beauty.
The
scar goes from the sternum to just above the old fella.
It's like you've been gutted, literally.
I have. I've been gutted like a fish. That's all healing well. I did have some issues with a little bit of tiny bit of infection, but the cutting all those groups of muscles makes makes all sorts of movement difficult. But I'm feeling good now. So hopefully I've got a range of tests that have to be done over the next sort of 3 months or so.
And that will lead to radio or chemotherapy treatment, or?
Well, not if there's no sign of the cancer returning.
Great.
The main thing is now getting the makeup of the bloods, like the haemoglobin and all that. That's all got to come up. One
of the positive things, you've got to buy a new wardrobe now.
I'm going to leave. I'm going to leave that.
It?
No, I'm going to leave that a bit longer. I don't mind looking like a dag wearing oversized clothes at the moment. I'm just not going to jump the gun. I mean, like I said, I'm just happy to wake up and feeling good. Feeling good. And if I don't need to have any radio or chemotherapy, well, that'll be fantastic. And if but these things take time. The indicators have to be good for a significant length of time before I'll throw a party. But
now, your surgical team are obviously Australian citizen or Australian permanent resident, but are they migrants?
Well, the first specialist I saw was a migrant.
There you go. Where was he or she from?
Now I'm going to guess South Korea.
Okay.
But Chinese. Look, I wouldn't. I didn't ask him, and I wouldn't presume to know. But he was of
great
Chinese.
Thing in the system is that so many of our migrant PR citizens are in the health system and wonderful, important surgeons and specialists in our healthcare.
Yeah. Look, so many of the people who I mean, the guy I first saw, the surgeon I just referred to, I only saw him really once more while I was in the hospital. Then you sort of get hand-passed to other people. Like he was in charge of chopping it out, but he wasn't he's not a cancer specialist. So now I'm seeing the cancer and the kidney urology specialists. So
I've only been in twice in 50 years, and they were Singaporean doctors in each instance.
Well, it was a big mix and a lot of Indians, but then when we say Indians, a lot of
from the diaspora, from Malaysia,
but
Singapore.
they might be second or third generation,
true.
now.
Absolutely.
So we're all Australians once you've been here one
generation. We all come from
once you got your citizenship, you're an Australian.
You're an Australian, but I tell you what, you'll always be proud of where you come from.